A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. It's just a practiced thought. Sometimes Esther would say to us, well, Abraham, I know you don't think I should be thinking about this because it doesn't feel good when I think about it. But it is true. It's true. And therefore, because it is true, I think that it deserves my attention. And we say, anything you give your attention to becomes true. And the more attention you give it, the realer it becomes, the closer it comes to you. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, the criteria that we would use for things that we would give our attention to are not the truth of them, not the evidence of them, not even if a lot of others or even most others are looking at them in that way. We would ask ourselves, in every subject that we might be giving our attention to, how does this attention to this subject promote more of what I want? In other words, it's true. Do I want it to be true? It's true. Do I want more of it? It's true. And do I want the more of it to come closer to me? And if the answer to that is yes, then give it all the attention you have time to give it. Talk about it, write about it, blog about it. Blog about it. But if it is not something that feels good when you give your attention to it, do your best to distract yourself from it. And sometimes you say, but it is so true and so vivid and so up close to me, I cannot seem to turn my attention from it. And we say, yes, you can. You just have to try a little harder. And often you say, but Abraham, it is so vivid and so real. And we say, why is it real? You've been giving your attention to it. Want to make it less real for you? Turn your attention from it. And you say, but it's so close and it is so big and it is so loud. And now there are other people around me pointing right at it and asking me, do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that? So the art of allowing is figuring out which things deserve your undivided attention and which things don't. And your emotions are your very valuable key to that. And then once you have decided what you actually want to give your attention to, that you want to focus upon until it becomes an active belief within you. You see, when you give your attention to something, it's vibrating. And when you give your attention to it for a little while, it vibrates with more stability within you. And when something vibrates with stability within you, now it has attraction power and it will show itself to you in more and more vivid, real ways. So once you have decided, well, this is something that I want to come to me in more vivid ways, then give it your attention. But if it is not something you want to come to you in more vivid ways, you must distract yourself from it. So some say, okay, I'm not going to think about that thing anymore. We say, what thing? That thing you're thinking about? Yeah, that thing over there that I'm thinking about, I'm not going to think about that thing anymore because I don't want that thing that I don't want to come into my experience anymore. I don't want to think about that thing that I'm thinking about. And we say, well, how are you going to deactivate it? How do you deactivate a vibration within you? You don't do it by looking at it and saying, I'm deactivating you. Because what you look at is more fully, more further activated. So how would you deactivate yourself from that thought? Think another one. Look someplace else. But then you say, it's really hard to turn my attention very far away from that. And we say, we know it is because it's active and the things that are around you are a lot about that. Might be different faces, might be different places, but they are behaving pretty much the same way because it's active within you. So how are you going to deactivate a vibration within you? Well, it's simple. Simpler than you know. If you meditate, you stop thought. That's a good plan. When you sleep, you deactivate it for a while, but when you wake up, you pick it right up where you last left it. You could deliberately try to change your thought about it, but that's a little bit harder because you really only have access to thoughts that are somewhere in the vicinity. But you could gradually move to a better feeling place, gradually. Or you could take the subject that is causing you the negative emotion, because that's how you know it's one you want to let go of, yes? You could take the subject that you are feeling negative emotion about, and you could become vague about it, general about it. You know how your kids do when they don't want you to know what's up? Aren't you just amazed at how vague they can be? I don't really know. I haven't actually thought about that. I don't remember. Yes, you do. I know you remember. I know you remember, you say to them, because you've been extracting specifics from them for a while. But we're wanting you to let them off the hook. We're wanting you to let yourself off the hook. We're wanting you, if you're feeling negative emotion, to teach yourself the art of vagueness. I don't really know. I haven't really thought about that. I don't really have time to think about that right now. I don't need to think about this right now. It'll be all right. Don't worry about it, Mom. Don't worry about it. It'll be all right. If you can practice the art of vagueness on subjects that make you feel negative emotion, and the art of specifics on subjects that do make you feel good, you will have figured deliberate creation out precisely, because that really is all there is to it. The more you talk about unwanted things, the more specific they become within you. The more specific the vibration of them is. And the more specifically law of attraction will deliver the details of these unwanted things to you. Now we know that as humans, you've wanted God, and more recently, law of attraction, to be more discerning and to not give you what you're offering a vibration about, but to give you instead what you want. But it doesn't work that way. Law of attraction is not giving you what you want. Law of attraction is giving you what's active in your vibration. So that really begs the question, doesn't it? Is what's active in my vibration really what I want? Is it? Am I offering a steady, active vibration about my true desires? Or am I offering a steady vibration about what is? Well, if what is your true desire, then that's really a good plan. But if you're reaching for something different or something more, and you always are reaching for more, then you're wanting to use a different criteria for that which you give your attention to. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely, and we mean it. In other words, we were interacting. As we've been visiting, your vibration has come right up to speed. As we've been rambling here about these things that for the most part you already know, holding you in a steady conversation about them, you have come into vibrational alignment with your true knowledge about how deliberate creation works. You are powerful creators. As Esther was standing at the podium, bringing herself into soft vibration, distracting herself from that which is around her with the singular purpose of allowing her vibration to raise into the vibrational frequency of that which is us. The first thing we said to her is, this is going to be your favorite day ever. We have enjoyed this interaction a lot. We told Esther as the day was beginning that it would be her favorite day ever. And when she listens back to this, she's going to discover why. Our favorite thing in a day like this is your willingness to come and play with us. Sitting here in the room, many of you are watching live around the world, but you are participating here with not only us, but with your own inner being. And it is satisfying to us that we are able to offer some general words about the laws of the universe as we know them to be. And that by your willingness to be here, your willingness to play with us, your willingness to focus, that we are able together collectively to let go of those corks of resistance and your vibration raises. And what that means, especially in a day like this, is that when we move into some new places where we are not commonly treading, when we are finding some new ways of looking at things that you are not accustomed to looking at from your point of view, that because you have been willing to listen and because your vibration has raised, you're in a new place of clarity where it is meaningful to you. And the reason that we like that so much is because that means you've spent some time. We've been together for about 3 hours. And during a significant part of those hours, you have been in a state of alignment with the broader part of who you are. And what that means is you've practiced without meaning to a higher frequency vibration. And that practice is really all that is required in deliberate creation and in allowing what you want. When you have the benefit of finding a piece of music that you like, even though it's usually only 3 minutes long, or finding a book that you're feeling particular resonance with, or you have a new one that you are in love with that you are holding as your object of attention. When you have moments in time where you can focus for periods of time where no resistance enters into the arena for a specific period of time, 17 seconds gets it going, another 17 seconds really adds to it. And when you are able to sustain 68 seconds without resistance entering into the equation, you have moved your vibration significantly. And that's what's happened to several of you on several occasions here today. We talked about the deepest of subjects. We talked about things that matter to you the most. And in all of that, you shifted your vibration significantly. So what that means is, over the next few days, if we were standing in your physical shoes, since we are standing in your physical shoes, it is our intention to watch for evidence of the new alignment that you've practiced in these hours that we have been together. That evidence is going to thrill you. It's also going to buoy you. When you see it, when you come across it, consciously acknowledge it and make the correlation in your own being. This is as a direct result of my holding myself in vibrational alignment. And I can do that relative to everything. Friends, life is supposed to be fun. And you're not ever going to get it done. And you can't get it wrong. And if you will begin to embrace those contrasting moments as part of the path along your trail to the things that you are really wanting, then life will be sweet, 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 sweet for you the majority of the time. And when it's a little sour, it's still on track. That's really what we want you to hear from us. Be easy about it and meditate if you feel like it. But most of all, make a decision that nothing is more important than that you feel good, and pay attention to the way you feel. And when you feel less than wonderful, do anything and everything you can think of doing, which usually just means change the pace from whatever. So if you're in the middle of a conversation that is taking you down, smile and end it. If you are sitting in your body and it is tired and stiff, get up and move around. In other words, don't allow yourself to continue in the direction of what does not feel good. Use your guidance system in the way it is intended and shift directions. And so in the same way that if you've been sitting too long, you want to get up and stretch, sometimes you are involved in a thought that is not serving you, and you would be well to change the direction of the thought. That's where this going general will serve you. We mean it when we say to you that we are always with you. We are aware of where you stand in relationship to everything that you want. And we, and others like us, those inner beings that exist in your vortex, are aware of where you are in relationship to what you want and are offering constant inclinations. It sort of goes like, since we see where you are and we know what you want, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would go this way. And it's not just a projection of thought that we're offering you, because we have access to your muscles. We have access to the cells of your body. We have access to the thoughts that you are thinking. In other words, that influence, that impulse that you receive is that impulse that is us within you. So when you recognize that we are within you and that we are giving you an impulse to go this way, in your most relaxed state, you will go that way. And when you go in the direction of that which is inspired from within, it is our promise that you are about to rendezvous with something that you have been looking for. And when that happens, the thing that we want you to say to yourself is this: I received an impulse. I trusted it, and it paid off. Play that game for a week.